Welcome back to What's Trending live from the Samsung Blogger Lounge at South by Southwest. We're right now with the one and only Randi Zuckerberg. Give it up for Randi, everyone.
Thanks, guys. I am impressed by the energy in this room, considering how many of you I saw out at parties last night.
It happened. It happened. Nice to see you again. We're like veterans of South by, right?
We are. I feel like I'm like the grandma of South by now.
It's the jewels. You're owning the jewels.
That's right, like the Vegas.
You're like
jewels.
the wise lady. Well, I feel like you've evolved so much since being here, I remember with Facebook, and now you have your own company, your own media empire that you're building.
Just trying to follow in your amazing footsteps.
We're gonna just give each other compliments this whole time. No, because I mean, I love Randi. We've known each other for years, and so coming off of being at Facebook and then starting your own thing, I feel like you love doing so much. So where are you seeing Randi Zuckerberg's brand and growing that? You have your own media company now, and you've done a bunch of projects recently.
It's really funny. So I took, between Facebook and starting my own thing, I took a year to sort of go on a listening tour. I had a baby, and it was a lot of change in 1 year for me. And one thing that I really realized was no matter where in the world I was or what topic I was speaking about, people, especially moms, would always come up to me and ask these really personal questions about tech in their lives. So it was like, oh my God, what is my kid doing with Snapchat? Or, my husband uses his iPad in bed and we have no intimate time anymore. Like really personal questions. Yeah. And I realized along the way, there's no kind of Dear Abby or Emily Post for this modern wired mom, this wired woman. And it seemed like there was a big void to fill there. And so hopefully that's what you'll see more coming out of the Randi Zuckerberg brand.
And you're doing that also with this newsletter you started, Complicated,
exactly.
Which is also, you announced with it a book. It's like a double announcement. So tell people about what Complicated is.
So Complicated is really this brand talking to this woman who she's way more tech savvy than people give her credit for. She is on Facebook for hours a day. She's on Pinterest. She has her phone. But she didn't grow up with tech in her DNA, and so she's a little insecure maybe about how to hold on to her job with younger tech-savvy people or what her kids are doing. And I feel like there's a really big gap in the marketplace between super geeky content and then just mommy lifestyle content. And so that's where Complicated is playing.
And it started with this great post from your mom.
That's
which
right.
Created a huge buzz around it. Was it easy to get your mom to blog and post that?
She was so nervous. My mom is adorable, but I was like, you're someone people want to hear from.
It's the mom, right, of the Zuckerberg.
So I was like, can you please do a post on kind of being a tech-savvy grandma? And she was like, I'm not that tech-savvy. But I think what was so funny, she said that one of her big things she uses to keep in touch with our family is Google alerts, and that she finds out more about her kids from Google alerts than actually conversations with us. So I was like, wow. Jewish mom, guilt, and tech all in one. Good job, Mom.
That's going to make her really paranoid, those Google alerts, and be like, no, that's not true. Just because someone blogged it doesn't mean it's true.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Did you see that commercial that's everywhere that's if it's on the internet, it must be true, the French model that they're dating? I feel like it's like that.
I'm feeling that. And so this will become a book as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Complicated is going to be, actually, it's 2-book package. It's an adult book and a children's book, and it's about finding the balance between tech and non-tech in your lives. Because tech is so powerful, but I think a lot of times we let our devices own us instead of using them.
Yeah.
And we live in this amazing world where you can literally donate a kidney to someone you've never met through finding them on the web, but then you sit next to someone at work and you instant message them instead of talk to their face. Or you go home and you are on your laptop instead of spending time with your significant other or your family. So it's we need to find balance in our lives, and you need to speak to both adults and children about that.
Does your family get to do that? I mean, because you guys live so much online. You're so present online. Do you get to go offline and be real people at all?
It's hard, but we try to implement like digital detox Sundays in our house now.
Oh, really?
So we really try, like, Sunday is family day. There's kind of set times that you can be checking email or being online. And I've actually found at first it was hard. Like, you literally go through withdrawal from your devices. And then you kind of remember, you're like, wow, this is what it means to be in the moment of my life with the people around me. It's actually really great.
Yeah, and you become a better person.
That's right.
You grow. Now, you were also busy this year with startup, the Silicon Valley show.
Yes.
Which was a big thing for everyone in the space. It was on Bravo. And what was that experience like for you? What did you learn in terms of creating a reality show like that and about this community?
It was interesting. It was an interesting experience. First of all, it was really fun. It had always been on my bucket list to work on a television show. As a young girl, I dreamed of that. I never thought that I would get to work on a television show, kind of being a geeky girl and not going through like the traditional Hollywood mailroom. So that was an amazing experience. I also think the fact that the show got so much attention definitely still talks to how culturally significant TV is in our society.
Yeah.
A lot of people, obviously, I love everything that we're doing with live and online, and you're starting to see YouTube and Netflix and Hulu get more original content. But I wonder if that show had debuted on YouTube, if people would have cared as much.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I put a bigger spotlight on it, and it made it like it brought the glamour of TV to the tech community. It was a big deal.
That's
and
right.
I think people are waiting for maybe a network to tell that story properly.
Yeah.
But it's like hard to know what the best way is.
That's right. And obviously, Bravo is a very, the kind of content on Bravo. It's a little salacious, it's sexy, it's dramatic. So, I mean, they were definitely telling one side of the story, not a, complete Silicon Valley experience for everyone. But now I think there's 3 more shows coming out that are called Silicon Valley. There's one on HBO. Hopefully we're starting to see a more complete side of the story being told.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And now you're here with Marie Claire. They're going to be doing this panel about the convergence of fashion and technology.
Yes, I think fashion is one of the most exciting places of innovation in tech right now. You used to have these very exclusive high fashion events like Fashion Week where you'd have to wait 9 months to get the fashion off the runway. And now, thanks to all these tech sites, you can buy things immediately, and you can have a young girl across the world can be as much of a style influencer as a supermodel. Yeah. I think it's really exciting.
Do you think it's interesting you become this voice for this kind of converging culture because of, your background and now who you've become? Like, is that what you expected? Were you always into tech?
I was always kind of into tech tangentially, I think.
Yeah. You'd be like, I wish I could code.
That's
like
right.
you.
I mean, you should see like the computer science guys at Harvard. Like, I would not have considered myself tech when I was there.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. Tech no longer is just about coding. Anyone can be a hacker. Tech influences so much of our lives. It influences parenting. It influences our careers, our love lives. It's hard to work in any industry this day, really, and not be in tech.
So where do you see the Randi Zuckerberg brand heading this year and beyond?
Gosh, well, I hope maybe if I can be a voice for kind of the young wired moms out there and help them find a balance again between tech and non-tech in their lives, or at least just provide some solace in balancing all the craziness that is having kids and working and growing up in this wired world, then that would be success for me.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Give it up for
Thank
Randi
you guys.
Zuckerberg.
Thank you.
At Randi Zuckerberg on Twitter. Check out .complicated. We have one more question, being in the Blogger Lounge right now and the STEM initiative that Samsung is doing. And can you just speak on, as a mom, the importance of bringing that to this generation?
Absolutely. Well, I just saw a really exciting article the other day. I think the youngest person to ever make an iPhone app is a first grade girl, which I think it just came out a couple of weeks ago.
That's amazing.
Which is, first of all, as a mom, as a woman, as just like someone who loves the web and mobile, that was so exciting to me. I think there's two sides to the story. I think on one side, we definitely need to start supporting more of this education in the classroom, especially for girls. On the other side, we need, it's up to people like us and everyone in this room to make it sexy in pop culture for women
accessible
to go
and
into tech.
mainstream.
That's right.
and broader.
That's right. And so I think, anyone who has a platform or a voice or a media outlet, that needs to start becoming integrated in the story so that it's kind of socially acceptable also to go down that
And
path.
also, so it doesn't feel overwhelming to be in technology as a young girl.
That's right.
Or woman. You could do it as
That's
well.
right. You have role models
Yeah.
to look up to and people that you see who are achieving success.
All right. Well, check out Complicated right now. Join the newsletter.
Thanks.
More to come from Randi Zuckerberg. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Shira.